Hey, good morning. It is Kate here. And yes, it's Monday morning. My goodness, last week just disappeared so fast. And it was, yes, if you miss my face, yes, I actually had so many different things happening at home. We decided, or I decided, that I was going to lay low for the week and get a few things done, like rearrange my lounge room and do some exciting things like that. So, yes, I'm Kate. I'm a life coach, health coach, emotional freedom coach. So yes, I coach around a lot of things. I also generally coach with Young Living oils and, of course, use them every day. So, my oil today is called Forgiveness because I often think that we can get ourselves into places where we are not being very forgiving, and forgiveness, when we aren't forgiving someone, wonderful, when we aren't forgiving and don't have grace for others, then we are actually blocking some of the things, the good things that are coming our way. And whoever wants to do that? And my dog is at my door again, trying to get in. He was in here a minute ago. So if you hear some bang banging going on, that's the dog just getting into my office. So today is actually Mindset Monday, and I want to talk a little today about how feelings affect thoughts. Now, I know I talk to you a lot about how, we have programs running in our brains, and then that old program that's running there has been probably running there for a long time, can cause you to have certain thoughts and feelings around similar situations. So, in other words, your brain is really trying to protect you a lot of the time. So, how about this little twist? What happens when you get a feeling? Quite often, we don't know that we've had a thought. It's probably a thought or a circumstance that is causing us to have a feeling around a situation, and it's brought up this because this feeling is the normal feeling for this sort of situation. So, in other words, if you walk into or run into somebody that you don't particularly get along with, and you get that person brings out an anxious feeling in you, then that anxious feeling is going to be on automatic response, if you know what I mean. So, and I've been reading this amazing book, and it's called Feelings Buried Alive, don't die. And this is the truth of it. And one of the amazing things that stuck out to me in this book was that we aren't born thinking, we are born feeling. So we have feelings as little babies. We feel a pain, or we feel our tummy's upset, or we feel like we're hungry, and we start off with feelings, and we are responsive to our feelings and how we feel more so when we're younger than what we're thinking. So, what happens is those feelings then, and what comes at us as we start to grow up, like we start to go to school, and suddenly there are rules set upon us. And so, suddenly, then our feelings are getting associated with different thoughts or different words that come in and, of course, end up becoming thought. So, when we have a feeling, how does that affect our thoughts? Even though we've probably had a thought before the feeling occurred, but the first thing we notice is the feeling. If we continue in a feeling of joy, what happens is that feeling starts to attract more thoughts of joy, more thoughts of excitement, more thoughts of motivation, more thoughts along those positive lines. Or if we experience a negative situation, it's the same thing. So if we suddenly find ourselves angry, or we are feeling hurt, uh, that feeling is going to then attract more and more thoughts along that feelings to support that feeling, to support it. So it's very interesting if we can notice what we are feeling and do we really want to feel that way about this situation? And maybe we need what's called a better feeling thought. And when I say a better feeling thought, it is absolutely acknowledging that this feeling is giving you thoughts that are leading you down rabbit holes. And better feeling thought may not necessarily jump right from here all the way up to there. It may be, okay, let's take a scenario of my daughter has come into the room and I see that she's left a whole lot of things around. And I say, would you pick them up? And she says, I don't have time and leave. And your immediate response can be, or mine sometimes is, why won't she pick up after herself? Why does she leave this to me? Well, the more you have that thought, the more that thought gets built upon, and the more you end up feeling out of sorts and feeling angry with your daughter, feeling upset. Whereas if you go the opposite way and you say, okay, I know she's, I don't like that she's done this. Next thought could be, I know she's in a hurry. Next thought could be, well, I can just stack them over there for when she comes home. And next thought could be, she doesn't really mean to do that. She's just young. She's just not in the routine. So you see what I mean? When you start to have a better feeling thought about maybe what your daughter's motive was, and you take the automatic response out of it of, well, she was deliberately doing that, you change your thinking and you change your feeling. And your feelings are always going to be the thing that is going to stop you from doing something or motivate you to do something. And let me tell you, we're not always running around on the top of motivation. Instead of being always waiting for inspiration or motivation, we have to have a solid commitment to what we want to do. We have to say, I'm going to do this whether I'm motivated or not. And that applies to a lot of things. That applies to, when we go to school or when we have a job, we show up for the job. If you're self-employed, if you don't show up for the job, then you don't get any pay and you don't get any clients. So you can't just show up when you feel like it. You've got to show up regardless. And that is why, this is one of the reasons why I use essential oils. Using the right emotional oils will help you to actually get into the right feeling and right thoughts to actually do your work. It'll drive you to the office. It'll take you in there. It will start to, when you get into that, okay, you could take an oil like hope, or, I got a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful new oil this week, and it was called One Voice. One Voice is about letting your voice be heard and just putting a little over your throat and letting your voice be heard. And quite often we are, if you're anything like me, I know me, I seem to be an extrovert, but I'm also a half introvert. So if you put me in a room full of people I don't know, I may not talk to anyone. And I may have something to say that could help somebody else. We all are entrusted with giftings like that. So my oils help me in this situation. When I know I'm not motivated or I'm not having those good feeling thoughts, I actually grab an oil and help myself. Sometimes I do a total reset. In other words, I will sit there with my oil. I will start to reset my thoughts, and I will deliberately start to choose different feeling thoughts, better feeling thoughts, better thoughts. What can I have a better thought about today? And in that, within as little as 10 minutes. You can reset your whole day. So if you ever want to know how to do that, just contact me. I'd love to have a virtual coffee with you, and I would love to help you understand how you can reset your day. So that's it for me today, and am trying to keep these to around about 10 or 12 minutes so that they don't go too long. You can find me on Facebook, Kate Penwan Thompson Life Coaching. You can also find my groups, Mighty Mums Making Mighty Moves, and Weightless, Whole Health, The Weightless Way. And also, if you're a coach, I have Revolution, the Oily Revolution coaches community, and that's where I teach you how to use oils with your clients to get bigger breakthroughs. So I will see you tomorrow, and have an awesome day. I got to find where, yeah, there we go. Bye.